At a young age, Deku was very nice at a young age. But Inko Midoriya would abuse Deku due to him being quirkless. And Hisashi, before leaving Deku, would have stabbed Deku, how would you say, through the skull with a, what were they called? Those tinky lamps, yeah. He would have stabbed Deku straight through his skull, through his right eye. Yeah. Deku at a young age, due to reasons, Hisashi would leave. Inko would kind of see this as a dream, but nah, it's real. Eventually finding, Deku with like a giant crack in his head, Deku or Inko would kind of rush Deku to the hospital, but notice that somehow Deku's still alive. And that he has, he's not a full skeleton yet, of course, but, he's still, Deku or, Izuku Midoriya for now until, Bakugo comes along. So, yeah. Deku, he doesn't have a good laugh, I'm gonna tell you that. How he gets his quirk is that every time he gets harmed, those cuts stay there. Like, when I mean they stay there, I mean they stay there. And he doesn't have a regeneration factor at all. In fact, it seems like his flesh kind of falls off of him sometimes. Scaring a lot of the kids his age, 1, 2 to 3 to 5 years old. Eventually, Deku would be bullied and, casted out and kind of thrown out the house by his mother. Because she freaked out when he didn't die. So she kind of saw him as a freak. And, creating Deku's personality of, you can't trust anyone but yourself. As he leaves school, he runs away from home. Technically kicked out, but I mean both ways. Technically kicked out because she would have found him anyways. But anyways, yeah, technically both. So Deku's 5 right now, and he's wandering the streets for who knows how long. Kind of eventually stealing an axe, and kind of when Hisashi stabbed Deku as a baby through the skull, he kind of messed up Deku's mentality, and it messed up Deku a lot. Like, his brain was still intact to his skull, so his personality and his murderous intent would come from that it was still attached. Anything before it was detached. I mean, anything before he became a skeleton is still a thing. So, his brain still controlled everything until, his brain kind of, fell out, technically, from his jaw. Yeah. He became he kind of became a cannibal in a sort of way. But he only ate bad people, like villains. He only ate villains, kind of like a vigilante. So kind of eating villains and whatnot. Or at least kind of what a kid can do with things. So he kind of only went for, like, people that have very weak quirks, very, weak villains. Or either that, or just eat just rats, or just anything he can get his hands or teeth into. And he would look like the image on the top left. So he would look like a cinnamon roll for now. Until, he'll get, until he grows older. That's when the real stuff's gonna start happening. And when he's 5, he eventually does meet up, or, technically, yeah, probably 5. He does eventually meet up or bump into someone called Toya. Practically. This is before, Toya or, Dabi left the Todoroki family. So Toya kind of saw Deku as, a person in need. Kind of, brought him into his house. As Endeavor refused to have him in his house, kind of, not burning, but kind of, kicking Deku, physically out the house. Toya was sad, as but, Deku would always stay, doesn't matter how much pain Endeavor puts him through, physical pain, Deku's always near the house. Like, he's always near the house, so Toya can always see him. Toya does get, harsher training due to, having him not, kind of still having him around the house. So, yeah. Eventually, the Todoroki accident will happen with Toya. And, when, Toya got his scars, or, started getting his burns from, Endeavor, or NG, Deku flipped. What I mean by that, I mean the entire door was non-existent. He broke down the door, almost killing NG. Because NG was, what would make sense? I feel like he would be on the couch or something watching TV. Yeah, he was in one of those positions where he was relaxing, so he couldn't really move until, he had to get his entire body situated to a fighting position. In, 30 minutes, or a couple of seconds, I guess. So, yeah, he almost killed Endeavor. Low-key, he was behind the couch and almost sliced Endeavor's throat wide open with the axe. He would about to, vibe check this man real quick from hurting his friend. Because, at this point, Toya was, the only person Deku's ever known. Yeah, ever known to actually be nice to him. And kind of treat him the way, you're supposed to treat a person. With respect, treat others the way you want to be treated. All Deku shows, sympathy and, kind of... Toya kind of sees Deku as, a younger brother. Or, a baby brother more than, Todoroki. Not just due to Todoroki, him not having fire or ice or anything like that. But just, him knowing pain. Because, he does, Deku did tell Toya, his backstory, his at birth, his father kind of, drove a tiki lamp straight through his, skull to his right eye socket. Not killing him, but, after his mother found out he wasn't dead, she kind of abused him after that, hitting him, bruises and whatnot. Eventually, Deku's skin, over the bullying with Bakugo, kind of, burnt his skin off, and, with the hits and whatnot, his skin eventually fell completely off. And, yeah. No one really treats him with any respect, kind of bullying him, and he had to, eat rats and stuff, because he didn't have any money. And he wasn't good at stealing, besides, the axe. He's only able to kind of eat rats and, eat things that he can catch his teeth on, as I said. So, Toya and Dabi, Toya and, Deku would kind of have that brotherly connection, but more of a I got you, I know how you feel connection than anything. So kind of like a best friend, like growing up best friend type of vibe. So yeah. Eventually Toya does ask Deku if he wants to come with him, far away from, this place. Of course Deku agrees, like he agrees, like yes. As you know, him and, Toya kind of, Deku's gonna be the only one that he's gonna be the only one that he knows that Toya is, Dabi. He's the only one who knows his true identity, so yeah. Eventually, over the time, all Deku feels is pain, Both of them feel pain, but not through each other, but, through community. The, environment isn't very welcoming of, how they look. So, yeah. And Deku, he's seen as a monster more than Dabi. Dabi's more seen as a I guess a teenage junkie, I guess. He'd be seen as a teenage junkie more than a monster. So, yeah. So, Dabi and Deku would have a very tight connection. Dabi would teach his morals to, his morals and his stuff to, Deku, teaching him about things. Deku does learn, and, practically as, filling in the father role, Deku would see him as like a father / brother / friend figure. So yeah. They would both be very sad. Or, have a lot of rage towards the hero society, of course. Or society in general. Being so toxic, it doesn't allow at least Deku in. So, Deku kind of just stays in the background. And he doesn't go to school at all. Deku doesn't go to school at all. Because, they wouldn't allow him in school due to just the way he looks. And Dabi will kind of see this as fucked up. Due to just because of his looks, you're not gonna have him in the school. So, one to two schools kind of burnt down by cremation. Just a school fire. A couple, 1 to 5, 10 schools kind of got burned down accidentally by, a student. He got pinned on the student, actually kind of framing people for, burnt down. Or either that or just, mysterious school fires that weren't able to be burnt, watered out by normal water. They had to, overdose in water, like kind of have, one small area, just, 1 hour just spraying it with water just to take it out. So, yeah. 1 to 10 schools got burnt down by rejecting Deku. Deku wasn't able to, go to school at all as a kid. So, he's philosophically, he's pretty damn smart, not gonna lie. He's pretty damn smart. Not just that, but Deku, he's not only just philosophically very smart, but tactically smart in general. Like Dabi is. Dabi waits for, his perfect chance to, strike. So I'll say he's on par with All For One when it comes to strategy. If you don't know, then read the manga. Or at least good at planning, very good at planning. He's pretty good at, he's in, no, I'm not gonna relate him to anyone. I'm gonna say he has his own, He's very good at planning. That's what I'm gonna say. He's in his own ranking of planning. Smartness. Kind of like a passive aggressive. That's what his personality is right now. Passive aggressive. Besides that, and Deku grows up practically being like very aggressive towards people, or at least towards villains. Also, technically towards other people, like people who think they're all that. He's like he don't fuck with them. No, he don't fuck with you. You fuck with him, you dead. Like Dabi literally gotta help. Like Dabi always has to have his hand over Izuku because like the difference between Dabi and Deku is that Deku doesn't restrict himself. Like Dabi literally gotta like he has to have his entire like he kind of has to have Deku in a choke lock to like stop him from killing innocent people. Like he has to have like with all his might. He even has to kind of use his quirks to some extent to kind of calm Deku down and kind of like, hey yo, no, don't do that. So Deku he on that yo. If you mess with him, you will die. You say one thing to him, you will die. Where you stand, like he on your shit. See, he'll kill you right there. Don't play with him. So if he was in Class 1A, Monoma would be dead, straight up dead without Dabi. So yeah, Dabi to restrict Deku. So without Dabi, Deku's a murderer, straight up murderer. He don't care who you are. You talk shit to him, you will get hit. And when he hits you, you dead, you die, cause he got superhuman strength. So that axe, he about to bash your skull open. Unlike your skull gonna be completely just fractured, just non-existent with his inhuman strength and kind of speed. Because I'll say he has like super everything, super stamina, super strength, just the basic super everything practically. Super intelligence, super stamina, super speed, a lot of things. So he is very, he has a range amount of abilities. He has a big range amount of abilities. And, yeah. Deku, how would I say, he's very laid back as well. He doesn't do anything until you talk shit. So, I mean, yeah. He's more laid back than Dabi is, and that even surprises Dabi from how quickly Deku can change his personality to, I can be the most chillest motherfucker there is, to, I'm gonna kill your shit real quick. Like, I will, like, you dead. Like, you will die by my hands alone. That's... Dabi's scared of that, because he knows, even, like, Dabi even has to be careful with his words. Because, Dabi is very careful with his own words, because he knows if he says, like, the wrong thing to take Deku off, Deku, he would, a couple times he did try to kill Dabi, a couple times. And, sometimes, like, playfully, though, he would kind of try to kill Dabi playfully. But, Dabi does know he gotta, he does gotta restrict his, what he says around Deku. Because he's kind of like, don't fuck with me type. He got like that don't fuck with me type of thing, or you'll die type of vibe around Deku. That's the type of vibe Deku has. So, yeah. Deku's very serious, by the way. Like, his personality, he's very relaxed, but, like, how he talks, he's very serious. Yeah, so, Dabi, when do you think we can get food? When do you think we can get food? I don't know. Maybe if we try to... I don't know yet. Heroes recently have been very around. And they're in public, so we can't get them in the alleyway or anything like that. But I need food now. I need food now. I don't know how much longer I can handle being starving for any longer. I don't know how long it can take. Don't worry. Maybe this week we can try to rob a food place or something. We can try to rob a place. I actually know this great food place that we might be able to rob. But, I mean, if we collect enough money by stealing, we should be able to be set to actually get that stuff legitly so we can come back. I do know this killer taco place, though. Yeah. So, you want to go there, or do you want to, like, rob? You want to go there, and you want to rob? I mean, I'll go for tacos for now. Tacos sound good. Good. Now, let's go before Hero starts spectating something. As you know, Deku and Dabi kind of steal some tacos, a buttload of tacos, from a taco shop. Not just that, but Deku does. They wouldn't have any disguises. I just realized that they wouldn't have any disguises. Yeah. And also, Dabi would, buy, or, practically buy Deku a jacket. And, the Deku would love the jacket, because, I mean, it's from his, like, father/brother/friend. So, yeah, best friend. So, yeah, he would love it. Because, it has worth to him, and, he loves it, because, one of his favorite person in the world kind of, gave him it. Because, I mean, he's like family at this point. They're like brothers. They grew up together at this point. Now, Deku is now about... I wouldn't start the anime just yet. Or, like, it's not on, the entrance exam or anything like that. But I'll say Deku... He does, eventually, he does stalk Bakugo. And if you know why, he's trying to, kill Bakugo. Yeah. Revenge. So, yeah, Bakugo kind of messed up his life with his mother and father. But mostly Bakugo, because Bakugo said, it's not a cool quirk, it's more of a villain quirk, if anything. So, yeah. He kind of wants to kill Bakugo real quick. So, after a while, he kind of stopped following Bakugo. And, this is by himself. So, yeah, Dabi's not with him. Dabi's getting food and, stealing other things. He's getting money and whatnot. Killing heroes in alleyways. So, yeah. Yeah. So... sludge villain accident happens with Deku. Deku kind of just chops the sludge villain to pieces, immediately dispersing it. And eventually, as soon as, Deku heard someone coming or, vibrations with the ground, he kind of, disappeared. As I am here. As soon as, Deku was nowhere to be seen. Because eventually Deku did learn, the secrets of, surprise, and, the secrets of disguise. Or just, like Toga can kind of erase his presence. So, yeah. But unlike Toga, Deku uses his him able to erase his presence a lot more, daily, a lot more than Toga does. He uses that shit on a daily, not gonna lie. He uses that shit like every time he goes in public. He erases his presence so people can be right next to him and won't see him due to how blended in with, everyone he is with. So yeah. Cuz he does put on his hoodie every time he does go out publicly. So yeah. And he also erases his presence, which is practically like the only way. There's like 3 versions of erasing a presence. One, there's normally just blending in like a normal person. There's one, just blending in like a normal person. Second, the only way you're gonna be able to, actually notice he's there is if you look at him, because all noise, all sound he makes is non-existent. And then, when stage 3 happens, you can't sight. He's like Batman. You can't sense him. Because he's like nowhere, but yet he's right in front of you, and you can't see him. That's how good he is at, concealing his presence. So, yeah. And, he eventually does meet up back with Dabi. So, Dabi, did you get the food? Did you get the food? Yes, now relax. Here. Besides that, I know what you like. I got you some organs and whatnot to eat, some kidneys, so here. I also got you some hot dogs as well, your favorite. Because, he still is a cannibal. It's just, that's kind of a secret with Dabi, and, no one else knows, because, no one else knows him besides Dabi, so yeah. He kind of also changed his name, so he's no longer Izuku Midori. He's more of, Skeleton or Skull. He's more known as Skull. So yeah. Or Sans. Horror Sans. Or just horror in general. So yeah. Or, I'll say I'll say Dabi calls him Izuku. Or Izu. Izu. Or Izuku, because I feel like that'd be weird. So I'll say Izuku. So Izuku, here. As he drops him, the bag of organs, and, the hot dog. As and when at a type of building, they eat it. They eat their food together. This is good. Brothers, family members, just sitting down, relaxing. So, when do you think you can get back a revenge for your father and what he did to your family? Oh, don't worry. I plan on killing Todo in front of his face to break his spirit, and then after that, not even kill him. Wait until the Hero Society fully doubts him, and then kill him. Well, that's perfect. As you know, that's where someone